Hello, welcome to Untapped Libraries, the podcast where interesting people come on and talk to us about magic decks that are near and dear to their hearts. Untapped Libraries is part of the Podcavern network. I'm Neil, and this is my co-host, fresh from his visit to New Capenna.
To New Capenna City, big New York City. That's right, I'm Vinny. I just got back from New York, and it was a good time.
Did you do anything magic related there?
I did.
You did?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
I did. I wandered around. It was pretty great. For those of you who are new to the show, Untapped Libraries is a place where we talk to people about interesting decks, decks that they love, decks that they have like some kind of relationship with, that they poured some part of themselves into. And we have a great guest today. I'm really excited to talk to them in a bit.
I wanted to briefly touch on, I had a mini magic adventure last week. It's very gray here in Montreal in the spring, and it was a rainy day. I went for a long walk, and I ended up at a flea market. I just randomly asked around if anyone had any magic cards, and I ended up carrying away $140 for maybe 5 or 10 pounds of cards.
10 pounds? Did you get it like in like a veggie bag of some kind, or?
Yeah, it was like a nice little tote bag.
Just loose cards in a tote bag?
No, in boxes.
Okay,
so several boxes. I've never really done that before. I'm not big on buying packs because I don't really like the gambling aspect.
Sure.
But this was kind of a really big
Gamble.
pack. It was a big gamble.
Yeah.
The guy let me sort of thumb through it. I opened the first box. I took out a stack of maybe 30 cards, and there was a Shockland in there.
Okay.
And so I thought, well, this actually is pretty good. It means it's not picked over.
Sure.
Maybe not so bad. And this Shockland was by far the best thing in the whole pack.
Right.
And it was a complete disaster, but it was kind of fun to go through.
Sure.
It had a bunch of cards from Champions of Kamigawa, Apocalypse, that era of cards, which are really fun to go through. It turns out some of the pain lands from that era in Old Border are worth way more, but I'm still way underwater.
Okay. So it wasn't a great business decision.
No, it wasn't a great business decision. It wasn't a great playing decision. I didn't get almost anything that's going to go
playable.
In any decks.
No, not really in EDH series of sets.
No, it was pretty much a washout.
Yeah. Well, did you get washout, the card?
No washout.
You know what? You paid for the story. You had a little adventure, and it was like a big booster pack.
It was like a big bad booster pack.
A terrible, expensive booster pack.
Yeah, there's one card that I think might go into a deck. I've just never had an Azorius deck before, and there was a Dovin's Veto, which is not a valuable card.
No, but it's playable.
But that's the most playable of any card out of the thousands that I bought.
Yeah, would you say there were like thousands of in there?
I like 1,500 to 2,000 maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Would you do it again is the question.
I think I would, but maybe not right away. I don't think the guy scammed me.
Right. You don't think he was being like, hey, I'm going to seed this sucker with like one Shockland?
No, because I took it out of the middle and it was
Okay, it was a random pick. So you tried to sample and then you got hosed.
Yeah, it was a complete disaster.
That's too bad.
But I had an afternoon of sorting through some old cards.
So. You know what? Sometimes you pay a little for a thrill.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe next time you'll get your 150 worth.
That would be really nice. Hopefully a couple Shocklands would be nice.
Yeah. Some Lotus Petals. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
All those old commons like Rhystic Study and uncommons.
I was really hoping for... I was looking...
All right. Well, nothing ventured, nothing gained. And in this case, it was more nothing gained.
Mm-hmm.
So kudos to you for trying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I might try it again.
Yeah. I'm rooting for you, mostly for the stories. Yeah, let's get our guest in here.
So our guest is Nick.
Mm-hmm.
And Nick has... I don't want to give too much away.
Right.
But Nick has made a Sunbleached commander deck.
Yes.
And we're going to get into what that means. I'm really excited.
I'm pretty pumped. Let's say hello to Nick. Nick, welcome to the show.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good. Thanks so much for being here with us. We saw your post on Reddit about having the Sunbleached deck, and I immediately messaged Neil like, "Hey, this would be amazing to have on the show," because that's exactly what this is. Interesting, unique personal decks.
It's exactly what we want this show to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you see the
No pressure.
No, I was gonna say, did you see the original post, or did you see the post about the guy with the Sunbleached lightning bolts that I reposted the deck to the original post in?
I saw your post about your Zada deck.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we want to talk about like the sun bleaching process. We also want to talk about the way the deck plays and how you chose that deck.
Yeah, let's start with like how the deck works. For people who don't know, Zada, basically 3 and a red, a goblin ally, legendary creature, Zada Hedron Grinder. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets only Zada, copy that spell for each other creature you control that the spell could target, and then each copy targets a different one of these creatures. So if you're casting a spell that targets Zada, it just makes a copy for everybody that you control. My son has this as a commander, so I'm a little bit familiar with this, but I'd love to hear your take on it and why you built it.
Yeah, so the reason as to why I built it was there was a post on Reddit years ago about sun bleaching, and I was like, that sounds like fun. I really want, like, I know like mono red like is really good for sun bleaching, so I kind of wanted to pick a mono red commander, and I knew Zada was a really fun bursty deck that can be built for cheap, because at the end of the day I'm essentially destroying cards.
Absolutely.
At the grand scheme of things. So I was like, I don't want to invest a ton if it doesn't work well, but if it does, then like it's a cool story or whatever, and here I am, right?
Absolutely.
So, based on my understanding, you actually have to leave the cards outside for a certain amount of time in the Texas sun to like leach the color out, right?
Yeah, so it doesn't have to be Texas sun. It could be any sun. It could be Earth sun for all we care.
I have a feeling the Texas sun is a lot better than the Montreal sun.
It's yeah, it's a little bit stronger, but yeah. So it was a process of having to basically find a way to en masse sun bleach these cards, because there's ways you could do it where you leave it out in a window facing the sun or in a car or what have you. So it was real kind of just like interesting take to like rack my brain of like, how would I do an entire EDH deck in one fell swoop?
And you've seen people with Sunbleached cards, but you hadn't seen like the methodology of how to do it.
Yeah, not in person, but like the guy that I saw the original post of sun bleaching really did lay out a good outline that I followed, where he did a lightning bolt, and all that was left for color basically on it was the red lightning bolt itself.
Can you explain like how exactly that's done? Just and try to give people a picture in their mind how you would leave some of the card colored.
Yeah, absolutely. So the way he did it that I followed was you put the card in an inner sleeve and you take a Sharpie or even like anything that will block light. So like it could be tape if you really want to not have to like Sharpie a whole section of card, you could tape a whole section of card. Whatever methodology you're aiming for blocking sun. And then from there, whatever's not blocked off will be sun bleached.
So you put it in the sleeve, you use a Sharpie, use some tape, and that kind of creates a shadow, like a protection from, and I guess it's the UV rays of the sun that are bleaching it?
Exactly.
Okay, and so you can kind of like create the shapes that you want.
Exactly. So that's another thing, is if you were to use sleeves, like any sort of sleeves, you have to make sure they also don't have UV blockers.
Oh, interesting.
In them, because like anything that like blocks UV is going to make the process take longer.
Wow.
I can just imagine someone like, oh, I'm just going to use these sleeves. You leave it out for like a month and just going nuts. Like, why is this not working?
Yeah, exactly.
And you were also saying that red cards are better in some way?
Yeah, so whatever the like light spectrum is for magic cards for the ink, white, red, are the two like quickest to pull out.
They're the weakest inks.
Yes. So there's so like in order it would be white, red, green, black, and blue.
Oh, interesting. So blue stays the longest.
Blue stays the longest because if you have any of the pictures that I have, like I didn't block any of the blue, and all the blue is there.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, we got like a whole Google Drive full of pictures of this deck and the individual cards. It's really cool to see. Yeah, and we're definitely going to share that, a link to that.
Yeah, we'll put them on our Blue Sky and our blog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can see what we're talking about. So I wonder if that has to do with the wavelength of light. Blue wavelength is a lot shorter and red is a lot longer. I don't know. I don't have a master's in physics. Vinny, what do you think?
Yeah, it's definitely the wavelength of light and how it interacts with the chemicals. I bet there are some blue inks that you can make that will disappear in UV as well. So it's really just an interaction between the light that's hitting it and the chemicals in the ink. And that's fascinating that there's like different, and maybe to be expected, there's different reactions according to what colors there are. Did the cards turn out how you were hoping they turned out?
About 98%, yes. There were some cards that, for whatever reason, didn't pull the red out as much, and there is a little red left behind where I was trying to pull it out from. Even then, still sick looking.
How would you describe these cards to someone who's like trying to picture a Sunbleached cards? Like, what if I have like a red card and I Sunbleached it? What would it look like?
Mono gray. Grayscale,
like Innistrad double feature.
Yeah, take I Love Lucy Secret Lair. You know,
nice. I was looking into the process a little bit, and there was speculation on one of the Reddit threads about using color filters to basically only bring out certain colors but leaving other colors there, which seems like an unexplored area that could be cool to.
Oh, interesting. So you're only letting the wavelengths through that will affect, because it is like the color dot process, right, where it's just like red dots, blue dots, green dots, etc.
Well, cyan, magenta, yellow, and black.
Oh yeah, CMYK, that's right.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that either. I that sounds interesting, and if I ever do this again, which I honestly have to, because now there's new cards for this deck that
right.
I'll look like a schmuck if I just put a normal.
Oh, that's funny. Card. So anytime you make a change to your deck, you've got to go Sunbleach them.
Oh, it's like, in 3 months this deck is gonna be
yeah.
I do a lot of painting on cards. That's kind of my little hobby, and I'm always shocked at how different the printing methods are. Like the literal surface of the card can vary a huge amount between cards depending on where it was printed. Sometimes the paint sticks really well, sometimes it barely sticks at all, and I have to sand it a little bit. These cards are being printed out all over the world in different places, in Japan, in the US. I think actually Texas is one of the main printing locations. You can never guess how each card is going to be, because they're actually quite different.
Yeah. And do you feel like you got like an even, like each card kind of Sunbleached evenly, or like are some cards like, oh, I need to leave this card out longer than others?
Yeah, so that goes back to like, some just didn't pull out as much red as the rest. When I was initially leaving it out, I noticed some cards bleaching almost immediately. They were gray within a few, like maybe a week or two, whereas like in certain parts, not like the whole card, but like whereas like I had cards that were left out exactly the same length, even next to cards that bleached, like wedged in between cards that bleached perfectly, that like just didn't pull out
right.
So it wasn't like an issue of like I had like shade on that specific card or anything.
I assume you did some sort of tests beforehand. You didn't just immediately put 100 cards out.
No. Yeah, I went for it.
He just went for it.
You just went for it.
Went
nice.
for it.
Yeah,
I love it.
100%.
That's the mono red way to go.
Yeah, that's right. Just go for it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the process a little bit. Like how do you Sunbleach 100 cards all at once?
So my methodology was I needed a flat plane, like a big flat plane that I could space these out on and get it, out in the open. I figured like the kind of like plexiglass that comes in like poster frames would be a really good base because that's waterproof itself and whatnot. So bought 2 poster frames, took the brackets off of them and the cardboard off of them, and then grabbed just the plastic bits, popped the cards in inner sleeves, blocked off what I wanted. So mainly all that I blocked off was any red or yellow kind of in the art itself that would look like really cool contrast wise, mana symbols, rarity symbols, and then power toughness boxes. Left all that unsunbleached to kind of give a good contrast.
Why the power toughness boxes? Is there a lot of color in there? I guess there is.
There's not too much color, but I think it's cool to see like, oh, like this is a red power toughness box.
I see.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And so you took all these sleeves, put them between 2 big sheets of plastic, and then what?
So I put tape on the back of each of those sleeves, like painter's tape on the back of each of those sleeves, put it out in like a grid pattern, put the other slab of plastic on top, and then clear packing tape, couple layers all around the edges to try to make as best a waterproof seal as I could.
And these were out for how long?
In total, I'd say about 3 months.
Oh, wow. And you just left it outside?
Yeah, initially. So there were hiccups. You know, any good artist and project knows there's hiccups.
That's right. Yeah.
Initially, I put it out, and then like the next day it was going to rain, so I brought it in, and then I was like, well, let me see how it does in the rain. And I initially it didn't leak, but at some point it did. And finding a way to like prop the table I have in my backyard up off my back like concrete slab that I have in my yard, so that like the water would like roll off at an angle.
So it wouldn't just pool.
Exactly. Well, it was like another thing that I kind of had to adjust for at some point. But moisture did get in there at some point. It wasn't like months into the project or anything.
Right.
Only like one card got water damage. 1 or 2 cards got water damage, which I ordered a new copy of, redid everything. But the problem was the sun also destroys the plastic sleeves.
Whoa.
Right. Okay.
So it'll degrade them.
So they start crumbling into dust.
Exactly. So that was a fun cleanup as well. So any card that like kind of survived in the sleeve I left alone, but like some sleeves just ripped in half off the seam. So I had like that whole masking process came off, and I had to re-sleeve those.
So you want cheap sleeves, but not too cheap.
Well, even then, the cheapest sleeves are fine, because if it doesn't leak, you'd never have to move it. You never have to reopen it or anything. But this was a thing where I did have to reopen it, and I quickly found out like the plastic was it was brittle as all get out. And I was vacuuming like my table all around my living room for like weeks with this stuff.
And this is also why I assume you chose a cheapish deck, because you didn't want to leave like ancient tombs and grim monoliths outside in the sun for months.
Yeah, and so like one of the cards that I debated putting in, which I didn't end up putting in, was Perforos. It was like a $20 card, but it's like, let's see how it does first.
Yes, you don't want to start with that.
So like eventually I re-sleeved everything that got damaged, sharpied everything, and this was probably about 2 weeks it was back inside while I did that.
I think it's perfect that the 2 enemies of the red deck are sun and water.
Yeah, right. But yeah, and then I resealed it all up. I did like even like a quadruple seal this time on the packing tape. I popped it back out there. One of the things I did to make sure like it didn't like wind didn't blow it off or anything was I got some cheap clamps, like little Harbor Freight or Home Depot, like $1 clamps to clamp it to the edge of the table. That kept it in place. That didn't block any of the cards in shade or anything. From that point, I just left it out there. I monitored it every couple days. Didn't see moisture get in, so I said, "Aces, let's do this." That is one of the problems with sun bleaching. If you're going to do it, is you only have a certain window of the year. So if you're going to do it, you got to kind of maximize as much time as you can with it.
For sure.
Is there anything from this process that you would change if you were to do it again?
Yeah, what does version 2.0 look like?
I was happy with it. Yeah, I wouldn't really change anything.
Something that like I was like, what if like an animal got to it? Like, would you ever see any like birds pecking at it? Or
I think one time I did see bird poop on it. But I think that was one time, and that wasn't anything.
Yeah, that would create an interesting splatter. Amazing. What a cool way to like kind of trial and error your way into a really fun process.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I pulled out the 8 cards that I think look the sickest. And I took a picture of that, and I'll send it over to you guys.
Yeah, please do.
Just list them real quick. The Commander itself, I think, is really sick. I got the Multiverse Legends.
I was going to say, yeah, you didn't just get any version of it.
Is it the Dominic Meyer art?
It is, yeah.
Oh, he's so good. He's one of my favorites.
Yeah, it looks really cool. And the Sunbleached version looks pretty great.
And I think that one was one of the more interesting ones to sunblock, because it was kind of a pick and choose, because it's very shardy, like it has broken sort of elements in the art that like
it already looks a little stained glassy.
Yeah, exactly. So that one, definitely got to give a shout out to for helming the deck.
For sure.
Next one, Cranko Tin Street Kingpin. I blocked just the red in the armor that they're wearing. I think that just like it looks like Sin City,
Right.
I was gonna make the comparison to the pink dress in Schindler's List, but I think that's the wrong sort of vibe.
Yeah, it's not the vibe we're going for.
Visually similar.
Yeah. Sin City is the way to go.
Yeah, much better.
Crimson Wisps is another one. All the like red orbs in the art, and then the flame of the flamekin itself is really pops. There's a lot of blue in that art, so it looks like I didn't really sunbleach it at all. Spawning Breath, just the fire breath coming out. It's like really kind of pinky, orangey. I think that looks like real cool. Inner Fire, all just like the like red mana or whatever that's coming out of the ground. Looks really cool. Empty the Warrens, just like the orange background against it. Brute Force was also another weird one, because it's kind of like a 50-50 split art card, because one half I think is like yellow and the other half is orange. So I just blocked like the bottom orange half on that.
Yeah, one of my favorites that just looking through the gallery, one of my favorites I think is the Plague Mirror, which has this like kind of like crazy like red sunsetty burning like forest fire nighttime dusk sky effect on it. It looks pretty cool.
Interesting about that one is I didn't block that one at all.
Oh, it just ended up looking like that.
Yeah, so any artifact I didn't block, because I was just kind of like wanted to just go for an overall every card is great,
right.
sort of thing. So I just left every artifact out of the deck inside, and like all the basic lands and everything. There's no need to sunbleach those because they are already gray. And then the last one is Stormkiln Artist. Not so much because it looks cool. I think it's just like a sick card for the deck. If you're playing Zada and you're not playing Stormkiln Artist, like you're missing out.
For sure. Yeah, Crimson Wisps, all these great cards.
Yeah, I think we should actually talk.
Yeah, we could talk about the deck,
how the deck actually works.
Yeah,
maybe you should go ahead and explain what the deck is trying to do mechanically.
Make tokens and draw cards. And make mana. Really, it's like the goals of Zada. It's you make the tokens to have the duplicating targets for cards. The cards you want to target Zada with should you don't have to draw cards, but it helps if they draw a card.
Right.
And then just cards that make mana, like Mana Geyser, Inner Fire, even like I think I put Skirk Prospector in here to just generate enough mana to like cast the cards that you're drawing off of casting your spells to give like Zada and all your tokens haste, trample, first strike, +3. You could really knock one player out of the game,
Right.
or more if you're lucky enough. It's just one swing of the combat.
And so, how many like goblins are you looking to get into play? And you're like, yeah, this is feeling good.
I think 4 to 5
Okay.
is a fairly
It's a
decent
pretty reasonable number.
Obviously, more the better. But like if you get like 5 into play and then like you give it +3 and draw 5 cards, right? So that's +15 more power on top of whatever they have. Plus you drew a bunch of cards. So if you have more mana left over, then you give them another +2 or 3 or whatever. So that's 30 now. It adds up, and then first strike, trample, basically wipe the board in mono red.
So the way that Zada works is you hit Zada with one combat trick, and that goes to all of your creatures. So you have a wide board, you play something like Crimson Wisps, which gives a creature haste, and you draw a card, but instead you draw however many creatures you have worth of cards. So you draw like 10 cards for 1 mana.
Yeah, the kicker of it is it has to be a single target spell.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
you see some players can mess up with that where I'll target Zada and another creature with this spell, but then you don't get the effect.
Did you have a Zada deck before you decided this project, or you're like,
No. Not at all. My brother did, though. My brother built a Zada deck, and I thought it was pretty sweet. But like his was unfiltered, sort of,
Right.
if I should say that, because there's like Lotus Petal in there. There's I think maybe at the time Mana Crypt or something. Anything to like really expedite slamming gobs on the table.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
So let's talk quickly about like how you got into Magic and how long you've been playing.
So I've been playing probably since like middle school. So I was in middle school in like 2001 to like 2004, like 25 years now. I've been aware of Magic pretty much the entirety of it because my older brother that had the Zada deck, he was playing before me. So I kind of attribute getting into Magic to him.
Is he the one who taught you how to play?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think he tried to teach me, but like I was too young at the time to kind of learn.
I picture him there with you in like a little car seat, and you're just eating the cards, and he's trying to play with it.
Yeah, honestly, right? Cards look good. Yeah, especially food tokens now. No, I think when I first started learning to play Magic, I think it was just me and a buddy went to the mall, picked up a couple decks, and just played in the mall parking lot. Just learning from each other, and then obviously as time went on, we got more friends into it. We were learning. We all did the mistake of Lenore Elves gets a forest out of your deck.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Playing unsleeved on the cement, all the classic stuff that we did.
Yeah, I traded away all my dual lands because I was like, so boring. Why would I want to?
Yeah, I already have
tundra.
I already have a forest, and I already have an island. Why do I need one that does both?
Yeah, and I remember, we were like lunch table slinging cards and stuff. It was that, and then like Yu-Gi-Oh was getting popular at the time,
right?
So we kind of were like all in a journey of like learning these card games together.
Oh man, those are the days.
Yeah, I remember like the first card I ever traded for was Darksteel Colossus.
Ooh, oh yeah, that's a great middle school card.
Do you remember what you had to give up?
slice of pizza.
Nice. That's a good deal.
Yeah, great deal.
At the time, yeah. I think like it was like $11 card at the time.
Amazing.
So, what other formats do you play?
I don't really play too much anymore. I mainly stick to EDH Commander.
Mm-hmm.
I would be playing like Brawl and all that on Arena, but not to get political. I hate Alchemy.
Oh yeah,
Fair.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not into it either.
No, it's horrible.
If there was a Brawl format, sans Alchemy, let me in.
Right.
Yeah, I played Arena like pretty heavily. I probably dumped a good couple thousand into it, just buying packs
Sure.
and all the new sets and everything coming out, because that was how I was able to play. I did the tournament scene for a few years, went to PTQs and stuff. It was miserable.
It's a bit of a grind, eh?
Yeah, because you're spending all night the night before deck testing and this and that, and it gets to be like 2-3 a.m. and you got to be at the arena, like the convention center, like 6 a.m. to get like a parking spot, get let in and everything, and then you're there 8 to 10 hours, sometimes more, just playing Magic, waiting for the next round to start, everything. And it was just it just wasn't fun. Even FNM started to like drag, because they like the times I was having fun playing FNM were Innistrad Scars block, Return to Ravnica, Dragon's Maze, all that, like that like era was like peak. And then I forget what came out right after that, but I just kind of fell off.
If it's not fun, if you're doing it because you're like that competitive, like some people love it, some people are like super competitive into that whole tournament scene, and they get get a big kick out of it. That never, like, the most competitive thing I'll do is like a pre-release.
Yeah, and even that, like I kind of stopped going to, because it was just it just started becoming like, the card shops I was going to got into like their own little back and forth and kind of imploded on each other. And so then like the people I was playing with, having fun with, went to other card shops, and I was just like, I don't want to go to another card shop.
Yeah, sometimes it's just find the people that you like to play with and play with them, and that can be fun too.
Exactly. So now, yeah, I play EDH with my best friends. We go hang out, play kitchen table. We started with kitchen table, and then eventually I started bringing EDH decks, because I was like, I really love Commander, and then they started building EDH decks, and then we kind of evolved from there.
So my next question is, did they know that you were doing this, or did you just suddenly show up with this deck one day and pop it on the table?
Yeah. So I 100% just brought a Commander deck, and they were still playing 60 card. I played a Commander deck against 60 cards.
Oh, nice. And the Sunbleached deck, did they know about this?
The Sunbleached deck? I'm sure I told them.
Right, I guess it was 3 months of process.
Yeah, I know. I definitely told like a few of them, and then I finally brought it out and just showed them. They're like, "Yeah, cool, sick." And I was like, "Oh, thanks."
Was this your first sort of like art project, or do you have a history of doing little experiments?
No, yeah, this was definitely the first. As far as like big sort of like budget deck building or anything like that, this is like one of the cheapest decks I've ever built. Most of my decks do like contain like revised dual lands.
Okay, so you're like an optimizer.
Yeah, so most of my salary in my 20 years of working have gone to Magic.
Sure, it's a great hobby to have.
How does your Zada deck stack up to your other decks?
It pulls a win out every so often. I think I've only played this deck 5-6 times maybe since building it. Just haven't had much opportunity to play it, but it is definitely explosive. If people see it coming, then they'll know how to handle it. But it can usually get 1 or 2 people off the table, or if it's fast enough, others will just scoop, because they're I'll have a board state of like 10 goblins or whatever and a full hand.
Do you have any like particular memories, like any moments that kind of stand out? in playing this deck?
One, like only really one was where I think I popped off on like turn 3 or 4
Okay.
with it. It was just kind of like, yep, you got it.
Yep.
Yeah, because when it goes, it's pretty, yeah, like you said, pretty explosive. You're like suddenly dropping tokens, drawing a full meta cards, just cycling through it, and not much people can do that early.
I think this is actually like the one deck I don't have a Soul Ring in, funny enough, too.
You need to get one of those revised fiery ones.
Oh, the fire ones.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, that'd be pretty neat. Are there any cards that you're like, you love playing, or any cards that like you said some cards might you want to swap in? Who's on the chopping block for getting cut?
That's the other part is I Sunbleached more cards than I needed.
Oh, okay.
So I did have to make a lot of cuts in the end, but at the moment to add like other cards, I'd probably just cut a worse cantrip.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like the best cards, like Stormkilling Artist, it's just I think if you get that, there's almost and it lives, there's almost no stopping the deck.
Yeah, that's a pretty scary card.
But as far as like other decks that I play, I mean, I have a wall of EDH decks, as I like to call it.
What are some of your favorites?
Multani is definitely one of my favorites. Just kind of love that one. Sithis.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Sithis?
The enchantment draw card?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's Sithis.
One of my first decks was a Zami. I just have like it's not good anymore because of everything they've released. That's another thing. I don't really keep up with upgrading EDH decks.
Sure.
So a lot of them are like I built it, I played it for a while, and it's stuck where it is. Grun, I affectionately called Grun Punch Man.
I don't know Grun. What does Grun do?
Grun is when it attacks alone, you double its power. I believe it is.
So it's attack alone deck.
I'm picturing a Voltron-y guy.
Yeah, a little bit. Like it's mostly +1/+1 counters. It's kind of like in a core and elf deck as well.
Oh.
To like mana ramp and get like green creature synergy to like put +1/+1 counters on it. Give it trample, make it fight as well. It's a very heavy like fight matters cards. So if I can get it to like 10 power, double its power, and no one can block it, they have 20 commander damage on them.
Yeah, I just think having like this Sunbleached deck it's a really fun way to create like a visual theme for the deck. Neil paints a bunch of cards, and they look great, but I don't have that skill. But Sunbleaching seems like something that I could do, very accessible, and I wouldn't have to buy any paints or paintbrushes.
Do you have a big window?
I don't have a big window or a place that gets a lot of sun.
You know what you should do is, those visors?
Oh, the windshield visors?
They put in their windshield when they park their car. Just make one with all your magic deck
with
on
sleeves?
It. Done.
Yeah. Maybe Ultra Pro, you want to sponsor us? Make
new product.
New product. Sun visors for sun bleaching your cards.
Yeah. Ultra Pro, do you want to make a car?
Yeah. Maybe you could get a hat and you could do a couple of cards on
cards at a time, walk around, or parasol.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you're like iffy about people seeing the cards in your window, if you got a car with a sunroof, you can.
Oh yeah. There's so many places that we could do this.
I think I'm gonna try doing a couple. Like Vinny said, I paint cards. I just like the meditative aspect. It's like gardening. Digging in the garden, but instead I'm just like adding little bits of paint onto the cards. I do have a question though. Like I find when I bring out a deck where I've painted every single card, so I have two. I have like a mono black deck, every card is painted, and I have a mono blue deck that every card is painted. And whenever I bring it out, I always do this like, oh yeah, this deck's painted, no big deal. Like I don't want to draw too much attention to it, but also like I did like hundreds of hours of work on these cards, so like I kind of want a little bit of recognition. Like when you bring out the deck, are you like, check this out, look what I did, it's so cool, or you play it more cool?
Yeah, I'll let people like see. I'm like, like, hey, This is if you have any like questions about the deck, because like it is very like I can't tell this is a red deck off the jump, right?
Right.
It's a very like I don't what deck is that? Especially Zada is kind of like hard to read her text box, not her text, but like her like name and everything, just because how everything got pulled out
Right.
with it. I am proud of it, and I do want to like give people the opportunity, you know, see it, experience it, and everything.
Yeah.
And
yeah, you should definitely show it off.
And like you said, you put hundreds of hours into it, I put hundreds of hours and leaving it in the sun. You know, we're the same boat.
Yeah. I bet the sun is going around being like, check out this deck I made.
Yeah, no, exactly. It is a like, hey, I did a thing, and I didn't post it on Reddit initially when I built it, but then I was like, why not?
Yeah.
It was almost like a year later that I posted it finally.
Well, I'm really glad you did, because it was really cool to see.
Yeah, so what's next for you? Do you have any other projects in mind?
Not so much projects, but like the deck I'm working on currently is Arabelle, bunnies with hair apparent.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, nice.
Yes.
I'm really into like token decks, kind of swingy decks. Like one of my favorite decks is Ishin.
Oh yeah, I have.
Yeah,
an
Neil
Ishin.
has a scary Ishin deck.
That was the first commander deck I ever built, and it was a great intro deck. Couldn't have asked for a better deck. It's just you're doing so many things. You're getting so many triggers. You're usually dying from crackback because you've like you're just attack. It's great.
One of the cards in there that has saved me a few times was like Glorious Hymn, I think it is.
Oh,
The one like whenever a creature you control attacks, like you gain a life.
Oh, okay. And then it would double trigger.
Right. So, you know, you have like 10 tokens, you're swinging 20 life on yourself, you know. So that's always a fun deck.
Ishin's pretty fun.
One of my other like all-time favorite decks I ever built was Mogus. It's a basically near creatureless, if not creatureless, enchantment deck. Like more or less like an enchantment deck.
oh, nice. Like a Rakdos Enchantress.
Yeah, it's not so much Enchantress. Just it plays a lot of like, I guess it's almost Staxy.
Oh, interesting.
It doesn't make people like pay to play cards or anything. In a sense, it does, because some cards are like if when you play a spell, lose 2 life,
right?
You know, or deal 2 damage or whatever, and a lot of wrath effects to keep my
keep you going,
keep me going.
Yeah. It's not Staxy in that it stops the game, but it is Staxy in that it makes other people cry.
Yeah, exactly. It makes people. Do I need to cast 3 spells this turn?
Well, Nick, thanks so much for joining us. That was a really cool look into a pretty unique deck and a really strong visual impression.
Yeah, and though this is not a visual podcast, I strongly suggest you check us on Blue Sky and you check our site untappedlibraries.com, which by the time this is out, we'll have some of these photos up because they look really cool.
Absolutely.
I really love this project.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to do 1 or 2 cards in the window.
See how it goes.
I don't think I can do a whole commander deck though.
Committing to a whole commander deck is definitely a big ask, because you gotta have the space, one, and then basically I don't ever really plan out commander decks. I just kind of buy the cards and then, you know, whatever's left in that doesn't get cut stays in. And then I just have extra copies of cards.
That was really smart. I have this problem when I paint decks. I will spend an hour painting a card and then I'll go to put it back in the deck and I'll go like, it's not really that good. And I'll take it out and it's like, I'll end up for a 100 card deck, I've painted like 130 cards. And if I had just like planned the deck out first, it would have saved me a lot of painting time.
Well, now you have 30 cards of the next deck that are already painted.
True. Exactly.
Yeah. None of it's wasted time.
That's right. Cool. All right. Well, thanks a lot for joining us, Nick. Really appreciate you taking the time.
Absolutely. I enjoyed my time here.
Great.
Wow. How cool is that? A Sunbleached deck. I never would have thought of that.
I love it. It's the perfect Untapped Libraries story.
Exactly. Yeah. I think I'll if you're out there, email us if you have an interesting way of making a deck or aesthetically changing the deck. please contact us. This is the kind of stuff that we love to get. There's so many different ways to approach Magic and
to damage your cards.
To damage
slightly.
your cards, yeah, slightly. Or
maybe the rabbit deck. You get actual rabbits to chew on every single card.
I don't know. That's a great plan, but maybe if that's your scheme, or maybe get little rabbit paw prints on each one. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to go.
You could water damage a blue deck, a Merfolk deck.
Yeah. I like it. You could singe all your
washing machine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You could singe your red cards.
Oh, that's not a bad. There's something
There's
there.
something there. All right. Well, if you have an interesting deck, just email us untappedlibraries@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you.
So you can find us on Blue Sky and YouTube as Untapped Libraries. All our guest deck lists are available on our Mox field. Our music is by Sparkling Water. You can find their music wherever you stream. And we're part of the Podcavern network found at podcavern.com.
Hey, well, thanks for listening and keep building.
Have you ever seen those lists on the internet that's like top 5 sandwich toppings, top 5 movies of the year, top 5 celebrities who have a very punchable face? You know what I'm talking about. The point is, all these lists drive us crazy because we have no idea who made them and how they even narrowed down their top 5 list. That's where my podcast comes in. My name is Tung La and I am the host of Ranked, top 5 lists of stuff that don't matter. In every episode, with the help of a motley crew of self-proclaimed experts, we debate, battle, and work together, showing you the entire process of how we got there to create a top 5 list of any and every topic we can think of, like top 5 brunch menu items, top 5 fictional dogs, top 5 90s songs, top 5 Steves? The list goes on, and we will not rest till we rank basically everything. So join us every second Thursday in the Podcavern for Ranked, top 5 lists of stuff that don't matter.
Top 5, top 5, top 5.